Hi guys, and I'm doing this video because basically I couldn't find a video that actually really matched it. You sort of get bits and bobs from other videos, but it seems to be a video that's just missing on YouTube, and it's clear a lot of freshies don't understand skates. And when I say understand, I'm talking basic level of understanding. And if they try, you know, and I was talking to a friend a few days ago, and she didn't know what a cushion was, which is part of what we're going to cover in this video. And I couldn't actually find a video that explained it in a way that I would like to see if I was looking for that information. As you know from reading my blog, if you've read my blog, I've been skating for 8 weeks, but I'm very much a geek. I'm also very mechanically minded, so I spend a lot of time watching videos, reading, and because I'm mechanically minded, I understand the principles behind stuff. So I thought, well, I've got an idea of what I'm talking about. I may not have the experience to back it up, but I think for the purpose of this video, that's fine, because what I'm looking at is the basic principles, not the fine-tuning. And what I'm actually doing in the process of doing is changing the cushions on my skates. But what I'll quickly first do is, these are my skates, as you can see, a little bit battered from all the outdoor stuff I do, heavily protected there with hockey tape, because otherwise I mean, it's already battered, but it'll get even more battered, and I don't want to wear it down. I can't afford another pair of skates at the moment. But that's your boot. Then underneath, this bit here, which on mine is aluminium, on a lot of your skates, especially if you've got GT50 on R3, this will be made out of nylon. Nylon ones are probably a bit lighter, these are stronger. I really do like these skates, but we'll go on to that probably in another video when I feel I've got the experience to actually do a review of a set of skates. But yeah, so that's your plate. Toe stop at the front there, and your boot. And what I'm actually going to do here is remove the rear truck so I can change the cushions, and I'll show you what the cushions are and just explain what they do. I'm using 2 tools for this. They're both the same size, well, not quite the same size, but they're close enough for government work. We've got a 9/16 there, and really this should be a 9/16 spanner, but it's a 14mm. And because we're not cranking things up mega tight, I'm not going to strip the nuts, so it's absolutely fine that I'm using a 14mm. You can use the skate tool. I've just got tools, so didn't do the need to buy another set of tools to do a job that's just a normal nut and bolt job. So take the cushions off, and so cushions. These are the old cushions, same as I've just taken off there. So they're black, they're hard, and what I was finding was I wasn't getting any steering, and that's what these do. So you've got the truck is this bit here, this metal bit with the pivot points, this block that holds the wheels, and it's got the axles coming out to the end. Is called your truck, and it's your truck that allows you to turn. If I just demonstrate, if I pull on there, what you probably can't see there, but I'll show you better later, is that this wheel, as I'm going down, putting the pressure on the inside, this would be the inside of the turn, that wheel is moving backwards. So what you end up with is, and the back wheel moves inwards. They both move, the inner wheel moves towards the middle of the plate. And in doing that, that's how you get steering. And at higher speed, I'd got these loosened off as far as I could without them being too loose to actually do anything. But at higher speeds, I could cope with it, and it wasn't really causing a noticeable problem. But higher speeds, slower speeds, I just felt I wasn't getting any steering. And when I looked down, when I was just standing stationary and put the weight, transferred the weight on each skate, I just wasn't getting any movement of any real degree in the truck, which meant I was getting no steering. So I felt that I needed to change the cushions to something softer in order to try and give me some steering at slower speed, and hopefully improve lower speed weaving and things like that. From reading replies to questions I've posted, or just reading up on the internet, softening your cushions can also help with crossovers, transitions, a lot of stuff. For me, as I say, crossovers and transitions, I don't feel I'm struggling with, although I haven't done a 5-minute run for a while, so I don't know where I'm at with that. But I'm hoping it'll improve my slow speed stuff. That's why I'm doing it. We'll find out tomorrow when I go to practice whether that'll actually work. Now, cushions, I've got 2 different kinds of cushions here that I'm fitting. They're both Suregrip cushions. They're both conical. Now, on some, I think definitely on GT50s, I don't know really other than that, because that's the expectation of what the shop expected. Normally, this cushion is cylindrical. If you look, that's cone shaped. And therefore you have to be really careful which washer you put where, because the cylindrical washer is going to be wider. But for some reason these come with a pair of conicals, so I put my first conical on there. And this Suregrip have a range of 4 cushions. Different manufacturers have different hardness ranges. Suregrip have 4. I don't know what the other ones have. And what I've gone for here, and they actually specify the durometer, which is measured in exactly the same way as wheels. But I can't remember the durometers, and really, at the end of the day, it's less critical than with a wheel. With a wheel, you know, you've got an 88, you might want to try a 92 or whatever. You know, depending on your situation. But you know, you're comparing manufacturer of wheels as well, so you want an idea of, right, they're 92, I'll try those 92s. Well, with this, it's specific to your thing, so all you really need to know is that's a medium soft cushion. So they do a softer one, and then they do a slightly harder one, which funnily enough is the purple ones, and then they do a harder one on top of that as well. Now, the reason I've gone for this configuration is that I don't think I'm going to be unstable on this. I don't think I'm going to find this setup a problem. The question is, would I actually find that I actually prefer something a bit harder, which I'll find out by having to crank on these and tighten them up a bit, which will start compressing the rubber, and obviously as rubber compresses, it gets effectively its resistance, its spring resistance increases, and that means that it gets stiffer. Or I might find that I'm running these right backed off and I've still got to go softer. By having this sort of 50-50 split, what I'm giving myself is it's cheaper for me to adjust, because I could just buy either purple or yellow, 4 of them, swap over, and I can adjust either way for just £5. If I'd started with all purples, which was the advice that was given by 2 skate shops, was go all purple, but someone else who runs really loose said, I think you'd be all right with probably all yellows. So I've sort of gone as a compromise setup. Start with, see how I feel, and I can adjust it from there. If I feel I need to go softer, I can go softer. But it's only going to cost me a £5 to make that adjustment. If I was going from purple all the way down to yellow, it'd cost me a £10, because I'd be having to change all the cushions rather than just 4 of them. Now, note about the kingpin. I'll just slack it off for a minute. Right. Same with the wheels. The nut that adjusts the kingpin. So that was your kingpin, was the pin that went up there. Has got a nylon ring on the inside, and that nylon ring it's a lock ring, and it stops the nut coming loose. So the same as with your wheels, if you can actually hand tighten that, and you can see now as the nylon ring's engaging now, and I'm starting to, and there I can't hand tighten anymore. So the nylon ring's doing its job. If I could hand tighten that all the way down onto the kingpin, or all the way down onto the cushions, then I'd need to replace that nut. And it's the same with your wheels. If you can hand tighten your wheels, your wheel nuts, all the way onto so they engage, then you're too loose. So your nut's effectively worn out and you need to replace it, otherwise you might lose your wheel. So I've got that, and if you look, that's really loose. You don't want it like that, because of course there's no pressure on the truck from the cushions at this stage, so we're going to tighten it up. I like this screwdriver just for doing the basic, for it. When I'm doing any mechanical work, I like this screwdriver. It's a nice and quick and easy way to drive the right, so that's almost, it's still a little loose, it's not quite engaged on the cushions. There we go. So that's engaged on the cushions. It's gone from the bit that the cushions rest on, I could move it around still quite freely, and then once I just tighten that extra bit, I can't, so it's engaged properly. It's perhaps just a hair loose. That's better. So that's them fitted. I'll then skate on them and see how they go. The advice I've been given by everyone is quarter of a turn, and that's why I like this spanner, because I can go from there to there is basically quarter of a turn. Back it off, that's a quarter of a turn. So it's a nice easy way of judging a quarter of a turn to adjust things. And because I've started as loose as they go, I'll actually be tightening up. Just the way that I'm starting. That's one area, you know, that's where I'm going to start them, but I'm sure that actually might be a little bit, you know, not necessarily the advised point. They're definitely engaged properly, but, you know, other people will probably advise you to tighten them up a bit further, but I don't know if I can take them, so I'll just start there and work from there. They're not loose. But the steering I was telling you about, if you see how the wheel, when I'm tilted side to side, the wheels are going in and out. I just wasn't, you know, that's just with my hands and I could do it. I wasn't getting that much steering with my physical body weight. And I'm hoping that that'll now mean that I feel I've got a bit more mobility. I'm just going to quickly check these. Yeah, that's still a little loose. It would have tightened it up, wouldn't it? Oh, no, that is right. That was right. I was cracking up. Don't even know which way to do nuts up now. There we go. There we go. And that's them done. So hopefully that video is useful. Fairly short-ish. I'm good at rambling, and I like doing videos like this which show people how to do stuff. At some point I'll have a proper setup for changing and cleaning bearings, and I'll do a video for that. And these bearings could probably do with a clean, but that's not going to happen today. And I hope you find it useful. Anyway, thanks so much. Ta-ra.